Everything's alive. The hills, the trees, the animals. The magic forest represents the world without being screwed up by civilization. Any place you're exposing the metal is going to be affected by the mordant. I took the plates that were done in the 70s, reworked them, put them in acid again, redrew them, and I tried colors that were completely different. It's one of the things I wanted to accomplish with doing this show, was to kind of relive some of the stages that I had gone through and pull the past up into the present.
And this is really very mysterious. We don't really know what happened. But we don't need to know.
This is sandpaper. So this is a typical etching needle.
He's wiping off the resist and exposing the metal. And where he exposes it, it's going to get eaten away by this etching solution.
This back. Much of this is intuitively working. You do something and then you experiment with it. So I started getting involved with art through abstraction. I found that I could accept things that were really diametrically opposed. I came upon the technique when I got to graduate school.
So this is the bevel. See the plate, it's angled so that it doesn't cut into the paper and the film. And look how there's a little embossing.
Tear the paper down. So you always plan for some failures.
So now when he comes along with his plate, he'll, eyeball it and center it. And that's all we really need.
The reason why it's called viscosity printing. Viscosity is the rate of flow. So you have a high viscosity and a low viscosity. High means that it's a thicker ink. It's not going to come right off the knife. So depending on whether you're printing in the summertime or the winter, will make a difference. These kinds of inks are made with linseed oil that's been cooked. Once it gets cooked, it's called plate oil. The longer it gets cooked, the thicker it gets. So I'm not even going to use linseed oil, I'm going to use plate oil. It might be too much, let's see. So this is good. So what we're going to do, and there's various traditional things. Some people have leather pounces, some people roll it on. Just remove a lot of the excess. I'm going to take a piece of tarlatan. So this is where the plate part comes in. Then I started coming down to this workshop, getting re-involved with this process. I felt like I had lost a lot. So what this was about was to reclaim. I want to be more dramatic with this. I want to make it more runny. This is good. So I'm going to spread it out right here. The best thing to do is to have a roller that's large enough so you could roll it over the plate. I'm not going to use pressure. I'm just going to roll this across. So you can see that it's covered the whole thing in one plate. The cool part is when I make this next one, I'm going to mix it stiffer than the orange. That's good. There's some leeway. If you leave this too stiff, you'll have trouble rolling it out. That's why I'm kind of working it. So actually, yeah, the sound of the roller is something you get used to. This is good. It's sort of like an ocean whisper. So I'm going to take a breath and let it out, and then this particular roller, because it doesn't have the regular handles on it, couldn't push as much. If I really pushed, I could get it in. So here I pushed more and I got some color in it. So that's where there's so much variation between, you could have variation between the prints because of the pressure you're applying to the roller. I'm wondering whether we could use more pressure. We'll find out.
Do you want to send it back through?
I do.
Okay,
Let's add a quarter of a turn.
okay.
That should do it.
Beautiful.